a psychological term that describes the discomfort we feel when we hold two conflicting beliefs or values. In the context of a narcissistic pastor, cognitive dissonance may occur when followers of the pastor are aware of his or her negative behaviors or actions, but continue to support the pastor and hold him or her in high esteem. This can create a sense of mental discomfort or unease, as their beliefs about the pastor conflict with what they see or experience. Hey everybody, it's me, Delores, the pastor's daughter, and I am here to play episode 1 of my exclusive audiobook. Episode 1 is entitled Dissonance, and what I just read for you was the definition of dissonance. Now, what I'd like for you to listen closely to in this particular audio recording is love bombing. Now, love bombing is a manipulative tactic often used by narcissists to gain quick control or to quickly gain control of a person by showering them with affection, attention, and gifts. It is an intense and overwhelming experience that can make the victim feel desired and special. However, it is also a tool for the narcissist to establish a false sense of intimacy and trust in order to later exploit and control the victim. It's important to be aware of this tactic and recognize it as a red flag in any relationship. So you guys, as you listen to the audiobook, this is episode 1, I'd like for you to listen really closely to love bombing, right? To identify that tactic when you hear it. Now, that's what's really important about my audiobook, is that I want you all to be able to discern when you are hearing, when you are seeing, or when you are experiencing something that is toxic to you. Meaning something that is harmful, something that is leading itself to believe that you are in an unhealthy relationship, as I was with my father. So without further ado, I would like to play episode 1, Dissonance. And remember, you can get my exclusive audiobook right there on my app. It's entitled The Kingdom Code. So you can reach it by typing in the-kingdom-code.passion.io. Now, let's play the audiobook.
Episode 1, Dissonance. Sunday, August 25th, 2019 was my last time attending my father's church. I felt such guilt and shame for leaving, but staying and allowing his abusive behavior to continue was not a sign of loyalty, dedication, or faith. For me, it was a matter of life and death, and staying was killing me. How far did my obligations as the pastor's daughter go? How much wrong did I have to witness? How broken down would I become before I could choose my health, sanity, and faith over my father? A nearly impossible decision for a little girl. That's how I felt, like a little girl. And in his presence, I was weak. I saw the wrongdoing, but I was powerless to stop it. The next day, my father called while I was on my way to yet another doctor's appointment. As the phone rang through my car speakers, Papa appeared displayed across the screen. I quickly pressed record as we exchanged pleasantries.
Good. How are you?
Hey, your mama told me what you said yesterday.
Okay.
And, the answer is no.
The answer is no, I chuckled. He couldn't possibly think that would work. I dreaded this conversation. So when Mother broke the news that my husband Phil and I were leaving the church, I prepared myself. Initially, Pastor said to turn in our keys. Our services were no longer needed. I was pleasantly surprised that he responded this way. But I knew he would not let us go that easily.
No, my baby ain't going nowhere. And my son-in-law, y'all can't go. I need you. I need you to help me save these souls up in jail. I need you. I drafted you a long time ago. You got up there and you got these people standing on their feet, got them tripping. When you come out singing, anointed, purified, come on. Hey, man, I need you. All seats filled in 2019.
We would chant "All Seats Filled" in 2019 at the end of Sunday services. It was plastered on a huge poster hanging behind the pulpit. I didn't completely buy into the idea of inviting more people to church, though. We clearly had issues.
If you go, and you my baby, and my baby, what are you looking out for? The answer to your love answer, the answer is no. Tell them I love y'all way too much. Where y'all go, I'm gonna go too. Well, I'm following you, I'm sitting in the back seat. Everywhere y'all go. When the pastor's talking about, hey, y'all like this church? I said, yeah, we like this church, but we got a church over there. That's our church over there, y'all. I need my baby right now. I do, Lois. I ain't joking. I need you right now.
My father was concerned that my leaving would hurt his image and affect his quest to purchase another church. Why would the pastor's daughter leave her father's church? People will wonder. But the suggestion that he would never let us go was troubling.
You're doing so good. You done got healed. You done got, oh God, I'm looking at you. And I'm so excited every Sunday. I'm like, oh my God, I can't keep my seat. I've been having to preach and I'm trying to sit down and try not to stir around. So I have something left. But by the time you get through the praise and worship, I'm going to say, I done lost my voice by the time it's time to preach. You got things stirred up in there. Not now. The answer is no. Let's fill the place up and any day you go. You need to go somewhere. No. Y'all don't do me like that. I love you too much.
Fill the place up, here we can go.
I was in disbelief of what I was hearing. My father was always more concerned about filling the seats with bodies than he was about souls being saved.
Yeah, fill the place and there you go. Don't try to go now. We ain't got nobody. Who got? Who there can take your place? This is not for me. This is for God.
No, this is all about you, I thought. It seems like everything we did was to please my father. We were losing sight of God and our true purpose.
This family is giving something to God. When I'm dead and gone and went on, you never know whether Tay, the little man, you don't know who's going to pastor this church. You don't know if dead kids who's going to pastor this church. And we're leaving a legacy for God Almighty. Lord.
Neither one of my sons was interested in being groomed to pastor the church. Besides, the boys had already left and started attending church with their biological father's family months before my husband and I left. They complained that my father talked about himself too much, and they got nothing out of the sermons when he preached. I felt the same way when I was a child. Although it broke my heart to worship separately from my children, I let them go. Their salvation was more important than leaving a family legacy.
And I know you're not supposed to see what I see. You're not supposed to be able to see what I see and the moves I make. You're not supposed to. You know, you're not the Moses in this picture, in this scenario. But you know what I mean? You Aaron. You know what I mean? You're my sister. You see what I'm saying?
He was telling me to stay in my place. I was keen on his tactics, but this was a new one. The other times I tried to leave the church, he used this reverse psychology flattery trick. He would tell me I didn't have to stay, that my salvation was more important, which I knew he didn't mean. Then he'd tell me how valuable and anointed I was, that he had this grand vision for the ministry, and I was an essential part of it. That combination worked before. He rarely had to rage at me. The belief that I was doing God's work was enough to make me stay.
And I need you, and I need your help. I need your help there. Amen. Not only are y'all doing fabulous, but I need you. I can't let you go right now, baby. I can't do it. Please no. Tell your husband, I said no. Please no. Tell him I said please first. Please no. Please. Please no. I'm building this church. We done got too close to the top. I'm up at the top now. It's in the best, man. We're going to finish this, but man, we keep going. We're going to have enough people in here so this church is just, it'll hit right on time.
No one wants to believe that they are giving up just before their breakthrough. That belief, I'm convinced, has kept people hanging on to things they should have long let go of. It certainly kept me hanging on for the next blessing and church growth. Christians are conditioned to believe that with every struggle comes a blessing. But my father was intentionally causing hardships and struggle.
And when you ease out, you stop coming, slow down, coming. Nobody never even miss you. But if you're loving now, ain't nobody there. Shit, the church down, his daughter didn't even want to be here.
But that was the truth. I didn't want to be there. I wanted to leave months before we did. In fact, I had been pulling away for years, slowly backing away, like I was face to face with a ravenous dog. Part of me knew the truth.
Thank you all for listening to the audiobook. That is episode 1, which is entitled Dissonance. And if you listen closely, then you could hear the incidences of love bombing in action. And so that's one of the things that I really wanted you guys to listen to and to be able to recognize them when it happens in your own life. So right on the screen, you can see a scan code, a QR code to scan. And if you go ahead and just hold your phone up to that code, or you can screenshot that code, and that'll take you directly to the audiobook. It is $9.99 and it is available exclusively on my app, which is the Kingdom Code app. And I would love for you to also be a part of my community. So if you are not quite ready to purchase the audiobook, then you can go to the-kingdom-code.passion.io and just register for a free account. That way, you and I can stay in contact with each other. And so as we are exiting the video, if you don't mind hitting the like button, or the share button, and I am going to play the introduction of the book on our way out. Thank you so much.
I am a nationally certified counselor. However, I am not telling my story from a clinical perspective. Further, I am not trying to diagnose anyone discussed in this book. My clinical training has been a powerful tool in understanding my life as the daughter of a narcissistic pastor and working through the healing process. I tell my story as a daughter, a believer, and a victor. I tell my story as someone recovering from narcissistic abuse and learning to love herself. I don't have all the answers. But honestly, I'm not sure the answers are what's needed right now. Instead, I'll focus on putting it all on paper. I must warn you, this book contains transcriptions of my father's own words, offensive language, and recounts of abuse that some readers may find triggering. I encourage you to take breaks, practice calming breathing techniques, and continue reading as tolerated. Further, I encourage sufferers of abuse and neglect to contact law enforcement and seek help from medical and mental health professionals. So take a break. Take a breath. Take it in small chunks, but don't silence me. Hear my voice. Feel my heart and take a journey through my mind as I process this complex childhood trauma. Predictably, things will worsen before they get better. But my father's prayers for ill will to come to me and my family will not deter me. As the pastor's daughter, I offer a unique perspective, a vantage point different from others. I have witnessed pure evil, the inner workings of a man whose only God was himself and his money. I cannot move forward in my journey until I confront and expose the abuse, manipulation, and control that were making me sick. But where do I start? At the beginning, the root of the anger, the events and actions that cause my heart to break, my spirit to ache, and my soul to cry out. I pray my experiences enlighten and encourage all who read this book, and that God gives you the strength to do what is necessary to heal from narcissistic abuse. I believe that there are lessons in these challenging situations, that even negative things ultimately work out for our benefit. Just as I am doing the work to heal from the abuse I experienced, my father can too. This will anger him, but he too can find redemption from what I reveal within these pages. The choice is his, but I must expose this now so we can heal. As Dr. Ramani says, sometimes hurt people help people. So I invite you to take this journey with me, the journey of a truth teller. My name is Delores, and I am the daughter of a narcissistic pastor. That's my reality, and this is my story. The Pastor's Daughter, Provoked, available now on audio, including exclusive audio recordings. Listen now on the Kingdom Code app, thekingdomcode.passion.com.